Donald Trump, Kari Lake and others are inventing a whole new kind of terrorism opinion there's a term for. Politicians like Donald Trump and Kari Lake who denigrate others in ways that could lead to violence but also allow for plausible deniability. Show title Hide title Trump seeks immunity from prosecution in election interference case. Former President Donald Trump's lawyer is arguing that his client and all other presidents are immune from prosecution unless the Senate convicts them first. Poll workers. I don't need to tell you how Goltz believes a lot of crazy, inflammatory, far-fetched ideas about the county's election process. It all started with former President Donald Trump's lies about a stolen election. This has been perpetuated by Trump's political sycophancy. People like Arizona's fake voters, supporters of the fake election audit, and blustering Trump sycophants like failed gubernatorial candidate Kari Lake, who is now facing a defamation lawsuit filed by Richer. It still continues. The Washington Post published an article Tuesday describing, in part, a shakedown joke against former Arizona House Speaker Rusty Bowers, where Bowers arrived home to find sheriff's deputies gathered on his property after an anonymous caller reported a pipe inside. The article notes that numerous similar incidents and threats against public officials have occurred since the 2020 election, and ominously notes that this has cast a shadow over the 2024 campaign as Americans prepare to vote. In that vein, we can thank Trump, Lake, and others for introducing a new and disturbing phrase into the American vernacular: random terrorism. In essence, it is a way to describe the actions of a high-powered person who disparages another person or group in a way that could lead to violence, but gives the instigator plausible deniability. Arizona politicians are involved. Does it sound like anyone, or a lot of anyone, do we know? Paul Gosar tweeted, "The FBI raid on Trump's home tells us one thing. We must destroy the FBI." And a few days later, an Ohio man tried to break into an FBI field office in Cincinnati with his AR-15 and in a shootout with law enforcement. These things happen because gullible fools on the fringes sometimes believe what they hear from exaggerated political figures. And we have lots of them. Kari Lake threatens to carry a card last summer. For example, after Trump was indicted on federal charges, Kari Lake told a Republican rally in Georgia, "I have a message for U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland, Jack Smith, and Joe Biden tonight. And guys in the fake news media you should listen to. This is for you." Lake was among those who launched unsubstantiated, conspiracy-driven attacks on Maricopa County administrators and others involved in Arizona elections. Following Trump's 2020 defeat, those attacks continue even now. Trump promises turmoil in the country. Auditor Bill Gates, diagnosed with PTSD by those who bought the trash of a stolen electio.